technically a holiday here today. It's BC Day, so tons of people outside. And with that in mind, what's going on today? Still a lot of, I guess, war-related news around the world. Well, the first thing I read was this one. Apparently there was a company that was fined like what, $10,000 it says here? So what was the reason? It says here Samwoh Corp fined $10,000 for unauthorized flying of drone. Apparently this is in Singapore. It says construction and engineering company Samwoh Corp was fined $10,000 after one of its employees flew drones on several occasions while unauthorized to do so. The court heard that Mr. Fong Wo-jian, 45, was tasked with operating an unmanned aircraft to take aerial photographs of a construction site at Tampines Avenue 10. The pictures were to be provided to Samwoh's clients to show them the progress of the works. The firm, which pleaded guilty to the offenses on Monday, August 1st, was unaware that the permits were needed to use the drone, said Deputy Public Prosecutor Sunil Nair. On September 4, 2021, Mr. Fong went to the site and flew a DJI Mavic 2 Pro for a total of 30 minutes to take aerial photos. The drone was detected by the authorities and a police report was made. Investigations showed that Mr. Fong had forgotten to seek clearance from the Republic of Singapore Air Force to operate the drone that morning and that he did not realize his previous permits had expired days before. The firm was also unaware of the details of the permits as it had left it to Mr. Fong to ensure its works complied with the law, as he was familiar with the use of drones. Following the incident, Mr. Fong informed Project Director Thu Keng Hong 51 that its use of the drones was being investigated by the authorities. So this made me think of a couple of points. I guess the first one is how that's one expensive thing to forget about. And then it reminds me of how like that story here recently where someone was shooting at a drone literally, and it seems like enforcement wise nothing much is being done. It's just okay, whatever. So like here, people are really quick to, I guess, fine someone for flying a quote drone without the quote airspace permission, but when actual danger and stuff appears, like people shooting at it with guns and all that, nothing is done. And the other thing it makes me think of, since this was related to construction sites and showing progress, there's been a lot of, I guess, news recently of drone-in-a-box solutions where they'll just fly autonomously, capture whatever it is, like a construction site, then go back to the base. How about in those cases? Will they be able to use that without any, quote, extra permission and all that? But all in all, it just makes you think most of these regulations around the world, they just make absolutely no sense for how most people use them. And indeed, more, I guess, war-related news. And now apparently, like what, China is showing more weapons. Apparently, there's claims that they launched like what, hypersonic missiles. Those are supposed to be undetectable and all that. Again, do you think this is true, or is it more as a way to flex their muscle to say, you better not mess with us? It seems like the tension in recent times is due to someone in the US basically going or potentially going to Taiwan, and there's a lot of rift between China and Taiwan, and essentially China told the US stay out of it or be prepared for consequences. And it's kind of interesting as apparently in the US, I guess an official made it clear they don't support Taiwan's independence or something like that. That's kind of crazy actually when I'm thinking about it, although they said it's always been like that. This one says, White House says, we do not support Taiwan independence amid reports of Pelosi visit. We have said that we do not support Taiwan independence, and we have said that we expected cross-state differences to be resolved by peaceful means. And as they reiterate here, it says China has warned that its military will not sit idly by if the House Speaker does decide to visit. And so you can see, I guess, this speech they did in the US where they confirmed, hey, we don't support, like, I don't know, Taiwan and their independence and all that. And it's generating a lot of controversy. So you can see it here.
We've repeatedly said that we oppose any unilateral changes to the status quo from either side. We have said that we do not support Taiwan independence. And we have said that we expect cross-strait differences to be resolved by peaceful means.
Ultimately, in the end, I guess every country makes their own decisions on who to defend and so forth, but this actually makes absolutely no sense when I'm thinking about it, considering what's going on in Ukraine and Russia and all the news I read about how places like the US, they support the Ukraine, but here they work with like Taiwan and stuff all the time for computer parts and all that. And I've often heard actually at times where the people supported like their quote independence, like, yet here, now when push comes to shove, they'll officially say, no, we don't support them in that way. Although to my knowledge, they say they've been visiting, I guess, Taiwan forever, like in the recent months and all that, and there's never been any issues, so they're wondering like what's going on now. But still, I don't know, that's a wise statement to make during these times, like in this moment anyways. Alright, see you guys later.